Heidi ho neighbors, Rado Goji here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Red version. When we last left off, we saw ghosts! And we kicked Lenny's ass. That's pretty much it. The music here is awesome. This is Route 12. We technically have been to Route 12 before. And I'm pretty much showing you why we can't get to where we're going. Well, you know, it was kind of explained to us by other characters as well, and we even saw why, but I want to show you because, yeah. Good for you. Oh, get a TM. What TM is it? What does the TM do? It's a move called Swift. Okay. Alright, well, we'll actually be sure to use that, because that's like I said, it's a very good move. Look into the binoculars. A man fishing! Well, that's a great thing to see, I guess. You can see Pokemon Tower from that one. Alright, so we got a Swift HM, not Swift HM, Swift TM, which is not too bad if I do say so myself. Yeah, this is basically a fishing area, and actually, we can have some battles here. Let us do that. We will have some battles here with some fishermen. Yeah, I got a bite here. We could always use as much experience as we can get before we go on to the next area we're meant to go to. I guess it depends on what level their stuff is. It's low enough for us to be able to do it. I guess because it is accessible to us right now, we should be able to take on the people fine. It's just when we get to the point where our path is obstructed, that's when we're going to start needing stronger Pokemon, I guess. After that point. Alright, Lester's at level 27. Now let's focus on everyone else. Poliwag. Who isn't level 27 yet? Floofers and Harold. So Floofers will go out, and if anything, water isn't very good against water, so we can just use Bite a bunch of times, and if they just keep using water moves, they won't be very effective against us. Although Poliwag can use Sing, or Hypnosis rather, which is basically the same thing as Sing. It can use Hypnosis on us, and that's no good. Also, that other one, we've seen Goldeen before, I think. But yeah, Goldeen's a water type. And Floofers is level 27 now, which is always great. Alright, so let's work on Harold. Get him up to level 27 as well. And we'll just go up like a few levels at a time like that. After this, we'll go for level 30 on everyone. And then we're gonna have to do some leveling on our Growlithe when we catch that. And also some leveling on Jolteon as well when we get there. When we get to that point. Because it's not going to be too much longer until we get Growlithe and Jolteon. Maybe in a few videos. But it's basically when we reach our next major city. Oh, my line snagged. We can't get that because we can't go across water yet. He saw us. And I think I forgot to swap out Harold. That's okay. We'll just give Lester some experience first, and then bring Harold out. The Tentacool. Again, the Zubat of the sea. I think we've seen it before. And this is not the last time we will see it. We will be seeing a ton of these when we get to the point where we're going to be on the water quite a bit. Use Goldeen. In fact, I don't think, I don't know if there's a lot of other, now that I think about it, I don't know how I'm going to segue into it, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think the only thing that we need a certain amount of Pokemon caught in order to be able to actually traverse the game, because, you know, like I said, there are a lot of those Professor Oak's aids that when you have a certain number of Pokemon, they'll give you an item, like we saw before. We had at least 10, so we got the HM05 for Flash, and there was one that was going to give us an item finder if we had 30. I don't think that there are any other ones like that are actually required for us to get the item from them. The only other item I can think of, the Fishing Fool versus Pokemon Kid, okay. The only other item I can think of that we get that way is an EXP share, or EXP All. It's called EXP All in this game. And basically what that item does is it basically cuts your XP in half. Like, let's say you have, like, one Pokemon out. It takes, and you, well, let's say that I would get this Goldeen with one Pokemon, which I'm going to do anyway, because I forgot to swap out Spearow again, but still. Fearow, aka Harold. So, like, that's 642 experience points. It's going to be cut in half, so it's going to be like 321. 321 of it is going to go to Lester. The remaining 321 is going to be split 6 ways and given to the rest of the Pokemon. So, you know, Lester would still get more experience, but all of the other experience would be, like, split among all the Pokemon in the party. And I guess it's an okay way to level up and give everyone experience, but at the same time, it doesn't give a lot of experience, and it just kind of cuts the experience that you would normally get, and I forgot to swap my Pokemon again. Now Pikachu is going to be getting all of the experience, because, well, that's just, you know, you're talking, and that's what happened. That is what happened indeed. And voila, Pikachu is level 28. A Shelter. I think we've seen Shelter before. If not, it's a water type. I don't think we're at a point yet where we've seen new Pokemon yet. Well, we really must have gone through a lot with Harold if Peck has like 35 PP. And he ran out in Rock Tunnel. That's quite a bit. So, well, you know, he's been working hard then. Good job. It's going to be a lot better when we get to Pokemon Gold and I can actually see the experience bar. That's going to be awesome. I don't know why they didn't have an experience bar in this. I mean, starting with Gold and Silver, there was actually an experience bar on the battle menu, and you could basically see how much experience is basically going along. Like, basically how much relative experience you have left before your Pokemon levels up. And it's really, really useful. I don't know why the first game didn't have that. They probably didn't think about it, and they're like, oh, this is anything that we could have. We'll just put it in this game, and it's been in every single game since. At least every single main game since. And I'm not complaining that it's not there now, but, you know, it'd be kind of nice to have. Generation 1 is probably my least favorite because of, I guess how primitive it is in comparison to the other generations. I mean, a lot of people will basically swear up and down that Generation 1 is like, it only should have been red and blue. All these other Pokemon are confusing me. Why do they have one that looks like ice cream? And, I actually like the newer generations. I like a lot of the, you know... And I'm just gonna put it out here, you know, you may disagree, but I think that whoever says that they're running out of ideas for Pokemon is full of crap. And this is why we can't pass. It's because of Snorlax. That way is Vermilion City. Let's just turn on the bike to go back up to where we need to be. But yeah, I mean, every generation they are coming up with new ideas. You know, the ice cream thing. Yeah, it's ice cream, but did they come up with that before? No. And there are a lot of Pokemon that are like similar to other Pokemon. But I could see that for Generation 5, because it was supposed to be like a start over thing. In Black and White, you couldn't catch any of the older Pokemon until you beat the game. Black and White 2, yeah, it was more intermingled, but still. I think that, you know, they are still coming up with some new ideas for Pokemon stuff, and, you know, if you disagree, that's fine. I can understand where you're coming from. But yeah, that's just my take on it. Here's a trainer. And this trainer has a Clefairy, and that's probably what she was talking about. She asked us, what's a cute, pink, and fluffy Pokemon or whatever, and it's either Clefairy or Jigglypuff. Maybe Chansey. And Chansey's not really big. Chansey's much bigger than Clefairy and Jigglypuff are. So I don't know if they count that. I don't really... I mean, I can see, like, the Clefairy and the Jigglypuff as kind of being, like, the cute things. Chansey isn't really a cute thing, I don't think. Too bad Double Slap doesn't wake you up out of sleep. I think I'll actually just use an Awakening. That's what we have them for, isn't it? I also love how it's double slap, but it's one of those ones that can go anywhere between 2 and 5 hits. Obviously, that's one of them mistranslated moves. Or they just wanted, you know, come up with a move that would make sense in English, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it was a Japanese reference. They decided to take the Japanese reference out and call it something different, like they did with the first Persona game, and when it was originally on the PS1, and they brought it over here and they took out all the references to Japan and Japanese culture, because, you know, at the time it was more of a niche market. Well, I mean, it's more of a niche market than it is now. It's still a niche market, all the anime and stuff like that. But in any case, you know, they wanted to make sure that this sold, so they didn't want to alienate anybody. And I can see why they changed things around. But from what I understand, they took out an entire quest line from the game, and you couldn't get 100% in the game because you couldn't do that one quest line. I mean, when the PSP version came around, they don't be so mean to my Clefairy, then don't have it attack me. It worked both ways. Supposed to a Moonstone? That it does, yeah. But anyway, when the PSP version came out, they basically just put it back to the way it originally was. But yeah, that's because there are, you know, Japanophiles nowadays, or they're more prevalent now, and they know where their fan base lies. They know where they can make their money from, and they know now that, you know, these people will get it, and then they'll give us money. But unfortunately, it's only you know, it's still a niche market. You know, Persona 4 Golden, which is an awesome game, by the way, for the PlayStation Vita, was the best-selling Vita game in Japan twice over. And over here, I think the best-selling Vita game, and this is a relative term because, like, nobody over here has a Vita. I think I'm, like, one of 5 people who has a Vita. That's an exaggeration, of course. I kid. But, I know the other 4 people who have a Vita, I swear. It's like, one of my friends, like 4 of my friends have Vitas. Those are we're the 5 people who have Vitas in America. We are your sole, audience, Sony handheld market. We're the Sony handheld market at this point. I kid, but, yeah, you know, the best-selling game over here, I'm fairly sure, is the Call of Duty game. A friend of mine who has a Vita uses the Nier thing quite a bit, and pretty much every time he looks at Nier, because there are a lot of people, like, in his neighborhood who have Vitas, and they're all playing Call of Duty. And he's playing, like, Ragnarok Odyssey. And, you know, like, Persona 4 didn't sell really over here. Like, we had 3 pre-orders at the store I work at. 2 of them were for the special edition. And those 2 were me and my friend/coworker, who got, like, the special editions of the game. We're the only reason that people bought the game in our district, I think. And we had someone else who had pre-ordered it, and they eventually picked it up. And I know of somebody who just came in to buy it. And we had some copies left because, you know, no one's buying the game. We actually had somebody come into the store last night. Well, last night, you know, from when I'm recording this. This is, you know, the last episode of a backlog that I'm making. But yeah, we had someone come in last night who was actually looking for the game, and I'm like, I'm fairly sure we should have it. We had like 2 or 3 copies left, and I went and checked, and sure enough, they're all gone. So I guess they might have gone off in a shipment to another store, which is a little disappointing in my opinion, because I think it's a great game, and, you know, people should be playing it. That's what I think about it. If I think it's a great game, I want people to play it, so, you know, it'll do well. You know, Chrono Trigger did not do well on the DS, and that really made me frustrated a bit. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, force people to say, oh, hey, you need to play this game. You have to play this game. I'm not gonna force people to like something. I just, you know, wish it got more recognition because, you know, it's something I like. But, you know, that's just the way life is, and we're not Japan, so it's very much, it is still a niche market over here. People are still all about the Call of Duties and stuff like that. But I'm not going to get into a whole debate about, you know, casual gaming and hardcore gaming and Japanophile gaming. I'm just, you know, telling it like it is. From my experiences and stuff like that. And that was a Muck, by the way. Muck is the evolved form of Grimer. And we've seen Grimer before. Muck is also poison type, as you might expect. We got poisoned by the Muck with the toxic cloud, but I'm fairly sure we'll survive this enough for Harold to get some more experience here. And that's really all I care about right now, is Harold getting experience. We're actually pretty much at a point where we can get Growlithe. I actually should have bought those Great Balls now that I think about it, now that we have access to them. I'll probably do that in between parts, because I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. And when we come back, we will keep heading westward. I think we might have missed the sign that says where we are, but we're on Route 9, heading towards Celadon City. Yeah, we'll get there probably in the next part, maybe in 2 parts from now, but we'll see when we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I've been Rado Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?